Hey everyone, my name is Madeline Sprick and I'm the Social Media Director for Refinement. Today I have the honor of introducing Danny Davis as our speaker for Content Marketing Tips and Tricks series. Danny served for 31 years as the executive staff at Lake Point Church in Rockwell, Texas. 4 years ago, Danny created Curio as a means to reach online searchers. Curio now leverages SEO and content marketing to share the gospel with over 96,000 people in the past month alone. From a concept in Danny's mind, Curio now has a writing team of 12 people, a global prayer team, an advisory council of 12 people, and a volunteer staff. We are so excited to have Danny on here to share his tips and tricks with content marketing.
Hey, Danny with Curio here. Today, we're talking about consistency. All right, talking about content marketing, consistency is important. Here's something you may have never thought about. How does Google know to send people to you? How does Google figure out what goes on the top? For starters, they have to know what's on your website. Duh, that means they have to crawl it and log it. So what if Google doesn't crawl your site all that often? You realize they have a crawl budget. It costs them money to crawl every website in the world. So they're going to allocate that budget accordingly. Well, how can you be sure that you're in that you get crawled? I will tell you, by consistency. That is what happens. That's the only way you're going to get Google to keep crawling you, is to be consistent with your content. So let's talk about that for a second. I've seen this many times. Somebody gets all fired up about their new website or their new blog or their business, and they realize that content is king, and so they're going to kill it, and they're going to write fresh content. They're going to start writing once or twice even a day, and they're going to shoot real cool artistic pictures, and they're going to shoot videos, and they're going to put all this together. And then suddenly reality hits. They have a business that they have to run, or they have a job description that they have to keep achieving their assignments. And suddenly they just burn out on the content thing, and then they just stop. So here's my point. Don't be that person, okay? Even though content is king, and more content is more king, okay? That's my own version. Your posting needs to be consistent, but it needs to be sustainable. If you think about Google as a stray dog, okay? When you put out food for some stray dog, he'll keep coming back every day. If you skip a few days, he'll stop. He'll start going around hunting for somebody else that's putting out fresh food. That's exactly what Google's doing. If they spend the money to crawl your website, they find some fresh, good content, then they come back the next day and they find another piece of good, fresh content. Well, they'll be back the next day, and you're not. And if you don't post something, then they might wait a couple of days. And if you still don't find anything fresh, then they may bail for a long time. And so if you want to stay on Google's radar, here's your take home, figure out what frequency is sustainable for you and settle into that rhythm. And take home number two, it is better to start out slow and increase than it is to start out fast and taper off, and for obvious reasons. Okay. Number three, find your rhythm and don't stop. For one thing, it'll get easier the more you get that rhythm rolling. And number two, as you keep rolling with it, you just build authority little by little by little. And over time, it's going to get you a lot. It's going to get you a long ways down the road. Okay. So now I have a little freebie to throw in. There is, when you post assets in your content, this is a little side thing for today. You're kind of getting 2 for 1 today on this little video. When you post content, it's assets, okay? You may have a PDF that you include. You may have a picture that you include in there. You may have a video that's included in there. So every one of those has a name, right? Well, any content is valuable. So the name of an asset is content. And so when you name an asset, you give it a name that hopefully people are searching. Don't call your picture image number 6, call it best plumber in Arlington, or whatever it is that your business is. If you're a church and you're marketing, and you're trying to reach people that need what you have to offer them. then what you use for those kind of things would be like, why am I depressed? You could actually name a picture that, if that's what your content is about. And guess what? People actually do search and look at images. And if you rank with an image, that's just one more way you're found. All right. So here's the trick I'm going to tell you. When you're naming assets like that, image, video, whatever, don't separate the words with underscores. Separate the words with dashes. Underscore separation is a coding thing, but dashes is an internet thing. And when Google sees dashes, it looks like a space. And so they can separate the words that you have named your asset. If you use underscores, it looks like another character, and it made it all nonsense. So check your nomenclature on videos, images, PDFs, everything. Make sure you use hyphens and not underscores. And if you have if you've already built your site and named stuff the wrong thing, we'll go back and fix them. All right. That's it. We're going to talk next time about titles. This is a very important one. So don't miss the next one, titles. All right. See you next time.
Thank you so much, Danny, for joining us today. If you want to reach out to Danny, his email is danny@curia.com, and his email is also listed in the video description. If you enjoy learning with refinement, click that subscribe button to be the first to learn when we post new videos. You can also follow our refinement LinkedIn page and our Facebook page. Those links are also posted in the video description. Thank you so much for watching Content Marketing Tips and Tricks today.